Hello. Good morning, all. Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. I've got an appeal for you today, so something a little bit different. Before we start, become a warrior teacher, buy me a coffee, the usual stuff. I mean, it's only going to be a short one, won't keep you 2 minutes. But I want to get the message out there, and I want us to concentrate on this today because it's important. You may or may not be aware of Human Gay Mail, which is a group who works to provide services to gay men in terms of social life. They had, for example, an alternative pride going on in Manchester. I've met the chaps, the recruits, and the team. They're very good indeed. Run by a guy called James Roberts. Now, James, who lives, I believe, in Brighton, has now started a discrimination case in Brighton, which I think is very important. Interestingly enough, he's being represented by Peter Daly of Doyle Clayton, who you remember also represented Maya Forstater and Alison Bailey in some of the landmark cases that were won at the beginning of our fight. So James organises these monthly social events across the city, and he booked a private dining room at a pub in Brighton for what would have been the first meetup in the city. On the morning of the event, the pub emailed to cancel the booking, saying that nature of the group, i.e. Human Gay Male, had come to their attention. Now, he then rang the manager to have a phone call and then visited to get a face-to-face conversation going, and it became clear that someone had complained, and they alerted the bar/restaurant dining room to the fact that they hold gender critical views, that Human Gay Male is a group that holds gender critical views. So they therefore were refused service altogether. They were told, no, off you pop, you bunch of pufters. The bar didn't say that, I'm saying that. Off you bum, go on, mince, you shirt lifting mofos, off you go. That's what the bar said. We're not having you. They even went so far as to say, well, we'll just come to the bar and have a drink. And they went, no, you won't. So they're raising money to drag these morons into court, and I think rightfully so. What will be interesting is I want to see this as the beginning, really, one of the first ones that's taken on behalf of gay men. So, James, credit to you and to your team for taking this on board. I think it's really important. So they're raising funds to cover the initial legal costs of the letter, preparing and issuing a formal complaint, and pursuing the case through legal process. It's about time these venues began to behave. They can't keep doing this. Look at what happened at Manchester Pride. Manchester Pride, they were turning people away left, right, and centre because they wouldn't agree and buy a pledge band, which means that they pledged their vile pledge about trans women are women and non-binary identities are valid. The usual rubbish that you'd expect. It's time now to begin suing them in the courts so that the message gets through that this can no longer go on. It's an extraordinary thing, isn't it, that's having to be done, and will continue to have to be done while we're in the midst of this for Women in Scotland, taking people to court. It's just insane. Are we going to have to take every organisation to court before they behave? It appears so, doesn't it? So they're trying to raise their initial fundraising ceiling is 2,500, and we can see that people have already begun to pledge on their page, which I'll send to you downstairs in the Dubry so that you've got it. So please, if you can support James Roberts and Peter Daly and their legal team in bringing yet another case where we can use that to feed the voracious, publicity-hungry lot of you, and hopefully get the message across to these trans lunatics and their so-called allies that no, you don't get to breach the law. Go on. Go and bung them a fiver or whatever you can do. That's enough. And become a warrior teacher. All right, that's it. So that's what we're getting today on a Saturday, an appeal. All right, don't blame me. Sometimes these things must be done, and I'm proud to do it. Thank you, James and the team. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.